Hi, my name is Becky Peters, and I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I am about to start my sixth year on our elementary campus as an instructional technologist. The campus houses our fourth and fifth grade students in Seminole. I have been in education for 17 years. Before moving to the elementary, I taught science at the junior high for 12 years. And throughout that career, I taught sixth, seventh, and eighth grade science. And I also had the pre AP seventh grade science. I was also a coach for volleyball, basketball, and track. I've been married to my husband, Herman, for 19 years, and we have two children, Preston, who will be a sophomore this year, and Matthew, who will be a seventh grader. On my journey through graduate school, my definition of instructional supervision has changed. Supervision has a very negative connotation if you are to ask teachers about that, and as stated in our book. But as principals, it is our job to watch over our staff and guide them to greatness. I can sum the purpose of supervision up with one word, and that is growth. It is our job as principals or supervisors to help teachers grow in their craft. The supervisory approach that works best for me is collaborative approach. A collaborative approach works best for me because I like everyone to have a voice in what is happening on the campus and decisions that are being made. I believe that because of our backgrounds, everyone has something beneficial to add to the group. I also believe in giving everyone a voice. Teachers buy into what you are pushing if they have had a part in the decision making process. I have been so fortunate in my career to work with some great principals and some not so great principals. But the key is that I've learned from both of them, and I've learned what kind of principal or supervisor that I would like to be. Successful supervisors have several characteristics that I think are key in making them great. Um, First of all, they are good listeners. They don't listen just to answer your question or to give you advice. They listen to listen. They're human and they do not act superior or better than you because they have a position of leadership or power. They are strong when they need to be, but soft when they need to be. They are teachers at heart. They have experience in the classroom. Being a good teacher goes a long way. If you have the respect of people as a teacher, it's going to be easier for you to gain that respect and trust as an administrator. Everything that a supervisor does is what's best for kids. They love their job. They help teachers grow, therefore, kids grow. They are visible in the school, not just stuck in their office all day. They are available at all times. They are willing to have fun with the staff and with kids. They need to be willing to step up or step in to do any job on campus. They are lifelong learners. They themselves are wanting to grow and to be better. And lastly, they are encouragers. I think the most important need of teachers, well, there's two that I think are the most important, and I think it's that they are respected and that they are heard. Teachers are educated and they are treated like they are very uneducated and that they are little children. They have wonderful ideas, and those ideas need to be heard to create a positive school culture. I feel like I have seen a great example of positive and not positive relationships in a school environment. First of all, the supervisor has to be willing to take that first year to take time to build relationships with their staff. If they don't, then eventually they're going to fail. As a supervisor, you can never lose your teacher hat. You always have to remember what it's like being in the classroom. And as you're making decisions, you wear that teacher hat. You have to have an open door policy and be open to listen to staff when they need to share something that they're struggling with or when they have a concern or they need some advice. And you need to be visible, be visible, be visible on your campus. I feel like there are several activities that should be taking place on a campus for a supervisor to be effective. First of all, you need to visit classrooms often. Walkthroughs are key to really grasping what is going on in the classroom on a daily basis. Those need to be top priority. You also need to share with your staff a lot of positive affirmations before you get into anything negative. That's going to make the positive affirmations are going to be the make the negative affirmations a little bit easier to swallow. You also have to help your teachers understand that you are there to help them grow, that you don't have a gotcha type of mentality, that you're not trying to catch them doing something wrong, that you truly are there to help them grow. So, as I've gone through graduate school and my T-test and my AEL training, I think the biggest change that needs to be made is just the mindset of administrators and supervisors. They need to understand that they are not a just the principal, but they are a coach and they are there to grow teachers. I also think a change that needs to be made is the criteria for a principal should increase classroom experience. Um, you have, if you're going to be an effective coach, I really believe that you had to have been an effective teacher in the classroom. And I think you need longer than 3 years of experience to be qualified. The purpose of education is hands down kids. And we want the kids to be guided in learning. We want them to be explorers. We want them to have fun. We want them to be creative. We want them to learn to be collaborators. And in the end, when it's all said and done, productive adults that are able to handle a job in the workforce because of the education that they've received. I think a huge frustration in the field of teaching is that supervisors think they know everything and can fix every problem. Also, when people come in, they want to implement what the new greatest thing is to improve star scores. Um, but then when that person leaves, you're left thinking, oh my gosh, I just spent all this time and energy into creating all of these things that this person wanted me to do to get my scores up and show growth in kids. And then you turn around and hire somebody else who has a completely different philosophy. So, overall, I believe that the person that should be in control of the learning environment is the teacher, as long as they are showing growth with their students. Hands down, um, Student learning is most successful when you have a positive school culture because happy teachers equal happy kids, which equals growth. And I have lived through this and lived through a negative school culture, and it is not a fun place to work. It is not a fun place to learn. So, positive school culture is key. I would just like to thank you for the opportunity to interview with your district today, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.